On tonight's edition of The Overtime, we will take a closer look at the NAU soccer team as they head into the Big Sky Championships in Montana. Then we'll talk high school soccer as the MPA girls team is in the championship game this weekend. Then we will switch gears and talk high school volleyball playoffs as all three Flagstaff high school teams have made it into the postseason. And finally, we delve into the NFL team with the best record in the league. Are the Arizona Cardinals for real? All of that and more coming up tonight on The Overtime. Hello and thank you for joining us and welcome to this edition of The Overtime, Northern Arizona's only sports show. I'm your host, Jacob Larsen, and we have a packed show for you tonight with a lot of great local sports action. And joining me tonight is sports reporter Haley Schikner. Haley, glad to have you here tonight.
Thanks for having me, Jacob. I'm so excited to be here. Great.
Well, let's just jump right into it and get going with our first topic tonight, which is NAU soccer. The Lumberjacks just finished up the regular season and are now headed to Montana for the Big Sky Championships. Haley, how far do you see the NAU women's soccer team going into the Big Sky playoffs?
You know, Jacob, I've been out a few times to see this team play, and those girls really put up a strong fight. Going into the playoffs with an overall record of 9-5-4 and ranked 3rd overall in the Big Sky Conference, I think the ladies have a great chance of going far. The beginning of their season was a little rocky with 3 straight losses, but the girls really picked up momentum to finish out the season quite strong. Haley Schikner has really led this team scoring-wise this season, and I think she's definitely one to look out for in these upcoming playoff games. The ladies really have to look out for Montana, who is ranked 8-2 and ranked number 1 in Big Sky. The Lady Jacks are tied with Portland State's overall record, and Northern Colorado could really give these girls a run for their money as they are ranked just below NAU. These are the teams to really watch in this playoff season. Last year, the NAU team was ranked 2nd in conference and ranked number 1 in 2010. The ladies have held strong in the Big Sky the past few years, and I think we can expect big wins out of them in this playoff year.
Yeah, Haley, the Lumberjacks have had a very successful year behind a stout defense and a breakout year from forward Haley Schikner. Goalkeeper Natalie Gilbertson has been absolutely lights out for the Jacks in the net as she has a goals against percentage of 52, ranking her the 15th best keeper in the nation, while the team as a whole has a goals against percentage of 78. And in the attacking third of the field, Schikner has been a true leader for the Jacks all season as she has scored a total of 10 goals so far this year. And when Schikner scores, the Jacks just do well. The Jacks are heading to the Big Sky Championships as the 3 seed and will take on Eastern Washington. And I can see the Jacks making some noise in the tournament, but I'm not sure that they will have the legs to take it all the way. But if this team gets hot and stays hot, they'll have a great chance at making a run at the title. All right, let's move on to our next topic, and let's stay on the soccer field, but let's talk high school soccer, specifically NPA. The Spartans will be playing in the championship game this weekend. So, Haley, will the NPA girls soccer team bring home the state title on Saturday as they take on Blue Ridge for the state championship?
That's a great question, Jacob. The Spartans have been on fire this season with a record of 10-4-3 and ranked 5th in the state. The girls brought their A game right off the bat to win 4 straight games to start their season strong. Despite having 4 losses on the table, I think these girls are playing their cards just right. Now looking at their opponent for this championship game, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, who are 17-2-2, I think the girls have a tough fight ahead of them for that state title, but if the ladies keep playing the way they have been, I think it could be theirs.
Yeah, Haley, the MPA Spartans have had a very good year. They got into the playoffs, finishing 3rd in Section 2 play, and like you mentioned before, with an overall record of 10-4-3. The Spartans beat the River Valley Dust Devils 3-0 in the semifinal game after losing and tying the Dust Devils earlier in the year, and that was the largest margin of victory for the Spartans since September. I think that the Spartans have a great chance of winning the match as they are red hot heading into this championship game. All right, let's move over to the next topic, and we'll move away from the soccer field and go inside to the volleyball court where high school playoffs started last night, and all 3 Flagstaff high school volleyball teams are in the playoffs. But Haley, which team do you see going the furthest?
And congrats to those teams for making it this far and finishing their regular season strong. I've seen all these teams in actions and have seen them fight to get to the playoffs. Taking a look at Flag High first, these ladies have a 27-9-3 record. These girls not only put up a great offense, but their defense has been fairly strong throughout their season. They are ranked 21st in the state, so I think these girls are looking good going into these playoff games. Moving over to Cocoa, the Panthers are going into the playoffs 19-10-2. These girls just look took a harsh loss over the Flagstaff Eagles just last week. So these girls need to bounce back from that and step up their game if they look to take on these playoffs strong. As for the MPA Spartans, with a record of 23-10-1, these girls had a nice winning streak back in October and a better record than the Cocoa Panthers. It seems it could be anyone's game. That being said, I myself would put my money on the Flagstaff Eagles. I've seen them play, and with that record and rank, I think those girls are really ones to look out for.
Yeah, Haley, all three teams have had a very successful season so far, but just like you, I'm looking at the Flagstaff Eagles to make the furthest run into the playoffs. The Eagles are a team that is playing very well heading into the tournament, as they have won 11 of their last 12 games heading into the postseason, and that kind of momentum heading into the playoffs will only be beneficial for the Eagles. Junior Courtney Luffel has been a huge force for the Eagles all year as she leads the team in aces, kills, and digs. And the fact that this team has been together for a while now really helps their chances too. And I like the Eagles to make the deepest run in the playoffs out of the three high school teams in Flagstaff. Okay, let's keep things moving and get to our next and final topic. The Arizona Cardinals currently have the best record in the NFL as they sit atop the entire league with a record of 7-1. Haley, can the Cardinals keep winning like this? Are they for real?
Honestly, I've been blown away by Arizona's performance on the field this year, especially with starting quarterback Carson Palmer being out earlier in the season. I don't know if anyone saw this coming from the Cardinals. They have really proved to be the real deal and fought hard all season long. With Drew Stanton and Palmer both out at one point, forcing them to put in third-string QB Logan Thomas, this team has let nothing get in their way. With strong offensive players like Larry Fitzgerald and Andre Ellington, they have proved themselves to be unstoppable, being not only #1 in the NFC West with a record of 7-1, but #1 in the NFL. The Cardinals are really the team to watch this year. I mean, the last time the Cards held the best NFL record was in 1974. I think this team is as real as it can get. They have their sights set on that Super Bowl, and to see them get to play at home would not only be exciting for the Cards themselves, but for the fans as well.
Yeah, the Cardinals are a good team. They have a very rugged defense and an offense that is balanced with the run and pass. And for that reason, I do believe that the Cards are for real, at least in today's NFL, where there doesn't seem to be one dominant team like we have seen in years past. That is the clear-cut favorite. The Cards defense ranks 3rd overall in NFL in rushing yards allowed, and they're ranked 19th overall in total defense. That's because they've struggled stopping the pass. But on the other side of the ball, Carson Palmer is back and healthy, giving them a steady quarterback behind center as the Cards average 330 yards per game. And with all that being said, there is a lot of the season left, but the Cards at this point look poised not only to make the playoffs, but possibly make a deep run this year. All right, that's going to do it for us. Haley, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you on a little bit later on in the show.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, Jacob.
All right. And coming up, reporter Guy Forbis has the scoop on a high school athlete who's defying social norms. That's coming up next on The Overtime. Well, at any given football game, you will be sure to find the girls on the sidelines with the pom-poms and the boys on the field. But one local football player is looking to disprove that notion. Guy Forbis caught up with Flag High football player Bobby Sanders for this week's Sports Special.
When you think of football, you generally think of a male-dominated sport. Bobby Sanders is here to change that image. A senior from Flagstaff High School with 4 years of football experience credits her love of football to family history.
Well, my family's from Oklahoma, so big football state. My dad was a really good football player. I don't know, it just kind of seemed like fun. I was too aggressive for soccer when I was little. My parents put me in football. I was like, hey, let's play in high school.
Many are probably wondering, what kind of reaction did people have to Bobby's decision to play football, and how was she treated?
I mean, a lot of people were really surprised, obviously, especially because I'm a lineman. So, I mean, the guys didn't really treat me differently at all. Going into sophomore year, it was a little bit weird. There was a couple guys who were like, oh no, there's no way. But once they got out there with us too, they realized that I was working just like all of them.
4 years of football has created a bond between her and the guys that not everyone experiences.
They're like my brothers. They're like my family. I wouldn't trade them for anything.
And to any other young ladies out there that might be hesitant to play football, here's Bobby's advice for you.
It's an incredible experience, and you will never find another sport that is as emotional as football is, and you will never have a bond with someone like you will with one of your teammates on football.
For the Overtime Sports Show, I'm Guy Forbis.
Thanks to Bobby, Sanders, and Guy for that report. Okay, now Cody, you've got our weekend sports schedule. How's the weekend stacking up out there in Flagstaff?
Yeah, Jacob, this weekend looks packed, and I'll tell you more after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back to The Other Time. Cody Cameron here with your local sports schedule. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. NAU football takes on UC Davis this Saturday at the Walk-Up Skydome. This game is at 2 p.m. NAU Women's Volleyball plays Southern Utah Saturday night at 7 p.m. in the Rolle Activity Center. Flagstaff and Coconino High School Women's Volleyball are in the heat of their playoff brackets. Given their success, both teams will have a chance to play in the semifinals this Saturday at Prescott Valley High School at 1 p.m. The NAU men's and women's tennis teams play in the GCU Invitational and ASU Invite starting today through Sunday in Phoenix. NAU swimming and diving team travels to Pullman to face Washington State and Saturday starting at 11 p.m. MPA girls soccer team faces Blue Ridge in the state championships this Saturday, 12 p.m. at Camp Verde. Results from the collegiate sports are found at nauathletics.com and high school results found at maxpreps.com. Well, that's all we got for this week. Make sure you come out and check out your local sports.
Thanks for that, Cody. Looks like another busy sports weekend here in Flagstaff. Haley, what are you looking forward to going and seeing this weekend?
I'm really looking forward to NAU football.
Yeah.
As you can see, I just cut you off. I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
okay.
You know, they've held strong the past few weeks, especially that homecoming game. I was on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Super excited.
A lot of fun. Cody, what about you?
I'll be at the football game as well, looking for the Jacks to continue this win streak. They're looking good right now.
Yeah, I'm with both of you. I'm going to be at the football game. I think that hopefully the Jacks can keep winning, maybe sneak into the playoffs.
Oh, that'd be great.
Do you think they can do it?
I think they can.
You
I
think
think
so?
they have it in them.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm
and then
excited.
hopefully we'll see some success from the NAU soccer team as well.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I mean,
going deep into the Big
yeah,
Sky playoffs.
I'm excited.
Eastern Washington's going to be a tough matchup, and they possibly got Portland State next, so Portland State's always a good team.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I'd have to
we'll
agree.
see what happens.
We'll see.
All right, well, thank you to Haley Schikner, Cody Cameron, Guy Forbis, and the entire Overtime Sports team here for joining me tonight, and thank you for tuning in. And tune in next week for another edition of Overtime. Good night.